Fighter items on the PvE for 8.12. Hello friends, I'm Lobo, a designer on the Gameplay Systems team, and I'm here to talk to you about some of the changes to fighter items coming to the PvE intended for release in 8.12, which we're on 8.10 on live. Next patch is 8.11, 8.12 then is probably a couple weeks away, by the way, about 3 or 4 depending. I don't remember when this patch actually just went live. I think this week, so actually probably about 4 weeks. Our goal of these changes is to give fighters some tools they can use to carry in a wider variety of game states than they can on live. Currently, a fed fighter is generally restrictive to carrying via split pushing and skirmishing, and most fall off by the late game. Even when they can, the path to success for some is to build pretty tanky even if ahead. That may be effective, but it isn't the experience many players of those champions are looking for. Some changes that should help out fighters already are on the PvE and are shipping in 8.11. Changes to Last Whisper and its upgrades, Blade of the Ruined King, Bloodthirster, Maul of Mortius, and Guardian's Angel. So for example, those are considered marksmen, kind of part of the whole marksman class update or fix or rework, whatever you want to call it. But those items in particular were changed to also benefit bruisers, AD bruisers, and AD assassins. So there's that. These changes are supplementary to the 8.11 changes. We have some new items and some changes to existing items. The Spear of Shojin, probably pronouncing that wrong, but pretty much it costs 3,000 gold, builds out a BF sword and the Kindle, I believe that's the Kindle gem, with the 800 HP item that's the round spear. This item is intended to help champions that build a lot of AD rather than defensive items survive in the middle of team fights. A lot of champions are capable of bursting one enemy, but they often sacrifice their life in doing so. This item will offer survivability in that scenario, enabling them to escape or begin attacking the next target. The range for activation is pretty small, so not expecting this item to be good for most marksmen. This icon is temporarily, expect a new one coming soon. So the stats on it are 65 attack damage, 200 health, and 10% cooldown reduction. It has a unique passive which reduces damage from enemy champion attacks and abilities by 10 plus 15% of bonus attack damage. It also has a unique passive that is, when near at least 3 enemy champions, attack to gain Dragon Heart, which is on a 90-second cooldown, and Dragon Heart blocks 200% more damage for 6 seconds. Refreshing. It actually gets cut off. The image they have here gets cut off. It refreshes for something, so probably, I'm guessing, more attacks that you get. So if you're getting pummeled, especially by DPS, aka AD carries, you'll probably get that refresh a bit faster. Atma's Reckoning, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing wrong, costs 2,900 gold, builds out a pickaxe and the one shield component actually from Locket, as a matter of fact, so some magic resist and some armor you'll get out of that too. It gives you 25 attack damage, 30 armor, and 30 magic resist. It also has a picture here, but it's kind of cut off. For each second in combat with enemy champions, turrets, or epic monsters, gain attack damage equal to 0.5% of insert whatever the heck it's supposed to be inserted, because it cut off in this post, but I'm pretty sure that's something good. A familiar face in a different form. Heavier fighters are generally focused to stop scaling their offensive to build survivability. This item can help them remain a big threat throughout the whole game, trading off some survivability to do so. Enjoy my designer icon art for now. A new icon is coming soon. With some changes to some other items including Steric's Gauge, it's going from 50% base AD to 50% base AD as bonus AD. The way Steric's Gauge is currently built, it's either balanced on Trinity Force champions and weak on everyone else, or balanced on most champions but overpowered on Trinity Force champs. Breaking the synergy allows Steric's to become a situational item for a much wider variety of champions. Next, some changes to the Hydra items. Fighters' builds are some of the most expensive in the game, and the Hydra items are a big part of that. Due to Fire's traditional lack of scaling, they have had to have extreme spikes on 2 items. Now that we are giving them some better late game tools, shouldn't spike as hard, we can take steps to address the pain points of having to build such expensive items. So for example, Ravenous Hydra and Titanic Hydra's cost are both going down from 3,500 gold to 3,250 gold. When it comes to Ravenous, the build path is Tiamat, Vap Scepter, Pickaxe, and 525 gold, changing to Tiamat, Vap Scepter, Longsword, and 800 gold, and the AD is going actually down from 80 to 70. When it comes to Titanic, its build path is Tiamat, Durham's Fist, Ruby Crystal, and 700 gold, and that is changing to Tiamat, Giant's Belt, 1,050 gold, and the AD is going from 40 to 30. And that's all for now. Thanks for reading and happy playtesting. Questions, comments, and concerns are much appreciated, and I'll be doing as much as I can to be on this thread today and chat. Now for me personally, as like an AD carry player, when the whole AD carry items were too cheap and all that came up, my counter argument was I don't know if AD carry items were necessarily too cheap, but I did also feel that bruiser items were actually a bit too expensive. As someone that mainly only maybe played bruisers when it came to ARAM per se, when it comes to Jax and stuff like that, my second favorite champion for those that know me though is Vi, and I actually do like playing Vi in the top lane on occasion if the matchup's good. But going Trinity Force into one of the Hydra items is just extremely expensive. So it did feel like then maybe the AD carry or even other roles period were just getting their items a lot faster, right? If you're playing something like Vi or Jax top lane and you're going against even a tank, their items are a lot cheaper than your 2-item power spike, and that's not even counting boots. So I am happy to see the Hydra items actually getting their cost reduced, because I do think that's on par with some of the other classes. Even though now, after all this time, they actually did increase the cost on AD carry items, sure, fine, whatever. But I am saying, I think if they weren't going to do that, this was a step that had to happen anyway, just as someone that kind of played some of those champions and would build those 2 items and feel just how expensive they were. And as, you know, when you're a bruiser or an earlier game champion, why is it taking you so long to build these items, right? By the time you build these items and boots, like you're probably mid-game, maybe even heading to the late game if you're not coming out even or ahead as it is. So I do really actually can get behind that. This will be kind of interesting, because I don't really have a lot I can say on this. This isn't really my department, but I do have subscribers and stuff that do play top lane and bruisers and stuff, so I'm kind of making this video for you guys as well, so you can educate the rest of us on what do you feel about these, you know, changes. In the comment section down below, feel free to discuss them. I've explained my experience is very limited. It's really kind of just Vi. That's really kind of it. I really, on occasion, play Vi in lane, because that is kind of fun in certain matchups, especially if a good team comp. I once had a team comp where we had Nautilus jungle, so every time he ganked, it was pretty much the same as if it was Nautilus top Vi jungle, and then we had a Zed mid too, so the enemy Kalista just never had a good day if any of us had our R's. So in terms of the fighter class, they never got a fighter class update, and I think this is kind of a pseudo fighter class update that they never got. New items, some changes to some existing items to probably make them better, and overall this should help the fighter class coming out the tail end of the mid-season. But that's all for this video from me, and I'm going to shut my mouth up and let you experts talk about this. So, I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care, GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching.